Yeah, that might be better. Speaker's off. What you did before. You know what, man? I'm just going to turn that off. Jason, can you hear me? I've lost you.
Oh, no.
I lost you, but you know what? I probably recorded you for the podcast, so we'll accept that happened, but I may have you repeat yourself.
Okay.
No worries, right?
No worries.
All right, cool, man.
Was that spray Lacuna Matata? Is that it?
That is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Is it on Facebook Live too?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. We're on. Allegedly, we're on now, and everything's good now. Yeah, we are. All right, very cool. All right, very cool. Thanks, man. Jason, you with me? Can I hear you? Tell me something, Jason. I'm shutting this thing off. We're going to listen to audio through the computer. So many fails. Why can't I hear this? I can't hear you, Jay. Hang on, buddy. It's definitely on my end, if that makes you feel better. Try now. Man.
Are you back?
Oh, we got it.
Oh, there you are.
What a fail. All right.
A big fail.
We're back on. I'm going to make your picture big. For real this time. Let's get this thing going. No fake outs.
Hopefully my allergies won't kick in the middle next.
I think you're good.
We'll have running feed the sneezes.
All right, so starting over again. Like I said, I'm in my office, you're in your office. Why don't we start talking about, from the first time we met, you and I, the one thing that you've consistently said to me is that you want to get the truth out. Is that right?
Oh, definitely. I have never, ever shied away from anything related to this case. I'm open book.
So let me ask you, because that's a little bit of a loaded, whatever. It's a little bit of a loaded question, but
I can't answer questions I don't have any answer to. I'm not going to make guessing games. I'm not going to try to use my imagination to fill in gaps of knowledge I don't have.
Right.
And so you as a questioner is going to have to respect that when I don't have an actual answer to a question. Well, and I'm not going to play guessing games, because a lot of in this, what we're doing here, guessing game can cost an innocent person their life and liberty. And so I'm not going to do that.
Which no one knows better than you.
I mean, there's a lot of people that know that, and unfortunately, we see it. Like we were discussing about the kid who went in at the age of 14 and lost how many years of his life? 23 years.
I think 27 years of his life.
27 years. Yeah. I mean, it happens all the time. No system is perfect. Not even technology. Definitely not our legal system. And to recognize that our system isn't perfect gives us power to correct it when it fails. But when we put the blinders on and say that the system is perfect and never fails, you create something that is monstrous in effect. You've created a problem. And if you can't say there's a problem, you can't correct the problem. And so you have innocent people languishing and never getting help. And it's just the select few who get help, and then it's only the result of what is seemingly miracles and tremendous effort.
Well, that's your case. Your case, in all likelihood, if you didn't have the assistance of a documentary film, really several documentary films, the assistance of Eddie Vedder and Johnny Depp and the other high-profile entertainers, if you didn't have the assistance of Stephen Braga and the other lawyers who jumped on board for you, the overwhelming odds are that Damien Echols would be dead and you'd still be in jail, right?
Correct. I mean, overwhelming odds. Like just in 2017 in April, Arkansas ran a series of executions. Like, they tried to execute 8 people in 10 days. And I have no doubt if Damien was still on death row, they'd have tried to do 9 in 10 days, so.
Right. Now, he had an execution date when you guys were released, right?
I mean, he had to execute. I think the first execution date was May the 5th of 1994.
So he had several.
Yeah, and
that's not uncommon.
I can't imagine what that's like for him, to face. And I grew up in prison, but I didn't grow up on death row. I remember the first time I became aware that the death penalty was being used, and a day I'll never forget it. It was a Wednesday. It was August the 24th of 1994, and at the time I'm doing slave labor. I'm out in the fields. I'm doing whole squad and everything, and in Arkansas in August, it's not as hot as in Texas. It doesn't have the Texas heat, so to speak, but it gets hot. It's like 119 degrees.
Yeah, we call that hot, Jason. That's hot.
Yeah, I mean, it is hot. And so, and you're working like slave work. I mean, and it's not work with the purpose of getting a product and a good job. No, it's work. You're getting a product, true, but you're also being punched, right? At the same time.
Let me ask you something about that.
An element.
In Damien,
hang on. Let me finish.
You go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep rolling. I don't want to forget, but you keep rolling.
All right. And so you're working, and so you're hungry. You get a real hunger, and so we come back in, and we make it to the prison, and we're getting there, and I smell the food, and it smells so good, and it's fried chicken, and my mom used to make fried chicken. At this point, I've been in jail and locked up in prison over a year, and so I don't know if you've been really hungry after like a back-breaking day of labor.
No, the answer is no.
And so everybody's eager to get to the chow hall. People are cutting in line and stuff, and everything, which I'm not cutting in line. I'm gonna wait my time, And so I get there and everything. I get my plate, and it's, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, a roll, broccoli and everything. And I sit down, I say my blessings, and as I'm about to eat, I hear somebody say from a couple of tables over, they can execute a motherfucker every day if it means we can get fried chicken.
That's pretty disturbing.
And then immediately I lost my appetite. And what I discovered was when they execute a person in the Arkansas Department of Corrections, every prison in the ADC serves fried chicken
Ugh.
to do what we just heard with this guy who said they can execute somebody every day if they serve fried chicken. To him, a person's life was expendable if he could get that fried chicken, but at the same time, his life was so miserable that it was okay that someone would lose their life if he could have that moment of joy in his life.
That's disturbing. So that's a disturbing story.
It is a disturbing story, and it's a culture of death. It's a culture of slavery, and it has customs and practices that have been passed on. And I wouldn't say codified, but they are passed on and learned from one generation of slaver to the next. Some of these tactics, it wouldn't surprise me if they were some of the same tactics used in Egypt in the time of Pharaoh when Joseph was sold into slavery. So, slavery, death penalty.
Is that true? They'll seriously serve fried chicken as a mitigating operation when someone's getting executed.
In Arkansas, during the entire time I was there, they did.
So disturbing.
And so that was the first day I came face to face with the death penalty, even though I wasn't on death row.
Right.
They didn't march anybody that I knew from being in the cell with them like Damien would have experienced. I don't know what his day, like that day right there, was like for him.
But you had yours.
And I don't know if anybody in death row would even touch fried chicken on those days. You know?
Right.
I don't know, but that was my day when I first realized that this was a culture of death.
Yeah. Let me ask you, on Twitter, we're friends on Twitter, and one of the things that you're continuously posting, which is in conjunction with the Truth and Justice podcast, which is analyzing your case, you keep posting that there's no statute of limitations for murder, which we know is true.
That is true.
And why are you doing that?
It's, ever since I've been accused of this crime, I've always wondered who it was without knowing who it is. And I always wonder, are they watching me? Are they watching my life? Are they paying attention to my suffering? Are they taking some type of sick, perverse pleasure that they've gotten away with murdering not only 3 people, but 6 people in effect, and all of our families? And so that message is for them.
You're right. You're directly at them. You're not going to watch me suffer.
It is for them. It is for them because there is no statute of limitations for murder. It doesn't matter about the Alford plea. It doesn't matter about people saying this about Miss Kelly's confession, this about that about Miss Kelly's confession or whatever. I know I'm innocent, and whoever did this knows I'm innocent, and they're out there. And I personally will not rest until they're brought to justice.
Wow.
And I promised Pam Hicks that, and I'm keeping my word. But
for our who's Pam Hicks? Who's Pam Hicks? Let our audience know.
She's a mother of Stevie Branch, one of the boys that were murdered. I got to be pretty close with her. My wife Holly and I got to be pretty close with her in Georgia on the set of Devil's Night, and then we spoke together at I think it was a college library in Little Rock. We went.
How recent was that?
It's been a few years.
So just, I think
a few years.
years.
We keep in contact, especially Holly and her and Pam. They've developed a pretty good, tight-knit relationship.
I think that's important for us to note right now together, because even I think I can't really take a look at the Facebook live feed, but I think even as we're speaking right now, or I'm almost certain of it, someone's going to jump on there and call you a monster. Still, right now. Right now.
I mean, for me, when I'm looking at Twitter and things like that, and I see something negative come out of the stratosphere, and it's attached to an identity that is really no person that is real, that you don't know who that person is, I wonder, is this the murderer tormenting me?
Well, I'm just saying, we have the victims' family members who are standing with you on stage as a unit, Yet there's still these trolls out there, or people who, I think on Facebook, their identity is there. So there's still these people who will suggest that you're guilty, which is pretty incomprehensible, but they're still out there.
And for those people, you know, it's the same thing that helped me get through the conviction initially, you know, what Jesus said on the cross, you know, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They don't know I'm innocent. They don't know. And I can't change your mind. Facts can't change your mind. I hope that they would look at the facts of the case and would look at it with an open mind.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there are so many people out there with so many points of view and beliefs and things that are not grounded in fact or reality. And you can't change your minds on that. I mean, there's still people, believe it or not, that think the world is flat. I don't know if this is like
Kyrie Irving
or what. You know, I'm like, for real, you know? But
yeah.
I kind of get what they're saying, because if you travel and walk with your own point of view and your own eyes, it looks like it just never ends. You know, it looks flat, but at the same time, you think, you know, it's really not flat, because I remember growing up in the slave fields of Arkansas, and you could go and it looks flat, but people will disappear over the horizon like ships. So that means they're going over around the surface.